everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Gabrielle and we are in my bathroom for this video because this is the last time this bathroom is going to look like this. We're doing a little makeover to this bathroom that I'm super excited about. So this is the last time this bathroom is going to look like this, even though you only get to see this part. There's a little bit more over this way, but that's besides the point. So in today's video, we are doing a seasonal makeup edit autumn edition. So I'm basically going to be sharing my fall capsule makeup collection, and I'm really excited to share all of the products that I'm going to be curating and using for this fall season. A lot of intention and thought and preparation actually goes into curating this capsule collection. The idea of a capsule makeup collection is very similar to the concept of a capsule wardrobe, which really focuses on those key pieces that are your staples, really are the foundation of your wardrobe or your closet. And each season you integrate some additional pieces that play off of the season's color palette, the trends, and maybe also the seasonal changes in weather. You can really play off of this concept with our makeup as well. So I'm super excited for this video. I'm excited to share all of my thoughts, my process, my inspiration, and then get into the capsule collection. I did create a little PowerPoint slide, a Canva slide that I will leave down below for you to reference to with all of the kind of information that I'm sharing in today's video and links to the products. So without any further ado, let's get into today's video. So each season before I curate all of the products that will go into my capsule collection, I make this a really intentional process, and I first think about what the current season or the season that we're going into, what inspires me about that season, what moods and feelings do I associate with the season. So for example, when we're talking about autumn, I think about warm fallen leaves, cozy, chocolatey brown, lattes, cappuccinos, and dark coffees. I think of cozy cashmere sweaters in shades of cream and neutrals. I also think about style and how that reflects into my makeup choices. For example, when I think fall, I think of that old money equestrian style playing off of those really classic traditional brands like Hermes, Burberry, Ralph Lauren. I'm really inspired by that feeling, that vibe, that aesthetic that old money equestrian style has in fashion, and kind of mesh that into my beauty rituals and my makeup applications. Those are some of the things that are really inspiring me, and what I'll do is I'll go onto Pinterest and I'll just type in some keywords and I'll just gain inspiration, things that I'm drawn to, even if it's not fashion or makeup inspiration per se, but colors, feelings. I use that as inspiration for my makeup palette and my makeup collection for that season. So here is a look at my mood board for fall and some of the colors that are really inspiring me, that inspire me for fashion and style, but also are going to influence my makeup choices, are those deep chocolatey browns, berry tones, the cherry reds, burgundies, soft cream cashmeres, and those rich burnt oranges. And I really love the idea of associating a mood board, an aesthetic, a color palette to your makeup application, because it just changes your makeup application to be more fun, more inspiring, more playful, and brings the joy and creativity back to your makeup when you do something like this. And I think that this whole process is actually, if you're a creative or a very visual person, I think you'll really like this little activity before you go and shop your makeup collection. I also want to say that once I've kind of gained all of my inspiration, my color palette, I give it this overarching theme, and the theme I label with something, and that becomes the theme for the season. And I'm going to share the theme that I've created and my little description as well. It will be in my little presentation that's linked below, but I'm going to read it out to you now. So my autumn palette is called Heirloom Elegance. And Heirloom Elegance is all about embracing timeless sophistication with a modern twist. It's inspired by warmth and richness of fall. Think cozy cashmere sweaters, leather-bound libraries, and vintage jewels passed down through generations. This palette is designed to evoke the essence of old money elegance with a blend of rich, spicy tones like burnt sienna, deep burgundy, and warm amber, balanced by soft, muted neutrals. It's about indulging in beauty that feels classic yet fresh, like an heirloom piece reimagined for the modern woman. Now, my next step is to specifically actually gain makeup inspiration. So I will go on Pinterest and I'll search keywords like berry toned makeup, matte, nude, eyeshadow look, or bronzy, whatever kind of keywords that I've gained from my initial crafting of inspiration I'll use to help with my makeup search. And so I've created a couple inspo pieces for my makeup that I'm going to really take as inspiration when it comes to how I'll be doing my makeup for this season. I just make some key notes about what it is that I like about this makeup or what it is that this makeup entails. A reoccurring theme that you'll see is that the skin is very dewy, plump, and hydrated, and usually focuses on more light to medium coverage. Very big fall beauty trend right now is that super hydrated, dewy, glossy looking skin, and that is something that I've always loved, so I'm loving that it's on trend. But it is something that you'll see with almost all of my makeup looks. The cheeks here are very dewy, illuminated, and soft with a natural rosy or mauve blush tone. Brows for every single one are very naturally filled. They focus on kind of that soft, brushed up look. And the eyes here are like a neutral wash of color. And the lips here are super glossy. They have a nude to soft rose shade with some deeper brown liner, which I'm loving, kind of that 90s-esque deeper liner, glossy lips. I think it looks really stunning. This second inspiration is more of that date night makeup, and I kind of played off of today's makeup a little bit on this inspiration here. Again, the complexion is kept very natural, skin-like. The cheeks are very neutral. They're more focused on contour here. Brows, again, very simple, brushed up, soft, nice and full. And then here the eyes are kind of that pop where we have that smoky matte gradient and kept the lips really neutral and glossy. This next look, I am playing off of those warm leaves with the kind of orangey brown bronzy look. And I think that you can really do a bronzy look in the fall time. I think in the first kind of transitional season, and you still have your golden glow from the summertime, I think you can really play off of this look, and I love it. Again, the skin is super radiant and dewy, glossy and illuminated. Looks super healthy, like that lit from within, really healthy, beaming out from internal health to your external skin. The cheeks here are kept rosy and really bronzed, which I love. Eyes here are warm. It could be like a sweep of your bronzer washed over the eyelid, or using like a warmer tone brown on the eyes and smoking that upwards and outwards. And the lips, again, really neutral. We have kind of that nude, rosy mauve tone and that nice either lip gloss or balm to hydrate and plump the lips. Now, my next inspiration I love because this is really focusing on the cheeks and the lips, a really complementary kind of tone where you're almost using the same tone on your cheeks as you are for your lips. And I think if you get a product like the Westman Atelier Baby Cheeks Blushes, you can actually use these on both your cheeks and your lips. So it can really play into that monochromatic look. So really heavy-handed on the blush here and almost creating a line over the face where it goes across your cheeks, over the bridge of your nose for that naturally sun-kissed burnt look, which I think is really youthful and beautiful and rosy. And then sweeping that same color on your lips while keeping the rest of your makeup really light, airy, and focusing on a nice lengthening mascara and those full brushed up brows. So I'm loving that for your everyday natural, like no makeup look. And then of course, for a little pop, I love those red colors for the fall time. I have a few different inspirations here, from that cool tone bright red to more of that deep Bordeaux red to a really deep rich red that almost falls into the violet purple tones. And so these are great inspiration when you want to do a pop. And I think the key here with the makeup is that the rest of the makeup is kept really simple, really light on the eyes or maybe bare, having that mascara, beautiful brows, and a nice complementary blush. That is some of my makeup inspiration that I am using to help curate my capsule makeup collection. Now I urge you that once you've gone and you've collected all of your inspiration, whether that be through the color palettes, the mood board, and then the makeup inspiration, is to shop your own collection before you go out and buy a whole new collection of makeup, because I think you'll be surprised to find that there's a lot of makeup that you may have kind of forgotten about or not used in a while that gives you the look that you are trying to achieve with this new season. So go through your makeup collection first, play around, do some swatches, play some music, make a whole like day and vibe about it, because I think this is honestly such a fun process. It feels very renewing and it feels like you're kind of setting an intention for the season to come. So I recommend making a full like fall playlist, getting into the vibe, lighting a cozy candle, getting into your like pajamas or a cozy sweater, and then doing this activity. So swatch through your makeup, your blushes, your lip liners, your eyeshadows, and see if you can find stuff that kind of resembles the makeup that is used in your inspiration. And if you really find that there's a gap and you're longing for this new product that's like this brick red lip color that you don't have, or this really mauve-y tone blush that's just absent in your collection, then of course go ahead and purchase those if you feel like they're going to complete your collection, bring you joy, and make this process really fun for you. I am going to share my current capsule collection. Some of these are new products, but a lot of these products have been my tried and true, or products I've rediscovered through this process of playing around and swatching my makeup. So let's get into it. So first we're going to start off with our base, and the base is our primers, our kind of under foundation, under concealer products. I am not going to include skincare in this, but I do want to make a side note that while this video solely focuses on makeup, I thought that it might be fun to do a seasonal beauty edit when it comes to hair care, body care, nail colors, skincare for the seasons, and how I change and adapt that based on the season we're in. So if that sounds interesting to you, let me know in the comments down below and I can film something like that. Back to our base products. So the first product we have as part of our base is the Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Hydrating Makeup Primer. And this is an amazing moisturizing, hydrating, and smoothing primer that really preps your skin for your makeup application. I think that it makes your skin look really radiant. The next product is new to me, but it's the Say Glowy Super Gel. This is a multi-purpose illuminator, and I have the shade Star Glow. And this is really beautiful because it's really lightweight, very serum-y consistency, skin-loving ingredients like plant-derived glycerins, oil-derived squalane, and rosehip seed oil. So it's going to moisturize your skin, but give that nice kind of translucent glow. Now, I also, in my capsule collection as a luminous base, have the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade Too Fair. And I wanted to have both of these because I do think that while they're similar in providing a very glowy look to the skin, they are quite different. The Say is more translucent, whereas the Charlotte Tilbury provides a little bit of coverage and kind of casts a bit of a veil to blur imperfections. So if you're looking for something that just provides that dewy, juicy glow, I would go with the Say. But if you're looking for something that gives you that no makeup look that can be worn on its own and not necessarily need foundation, I would go with the Hollywood Flawless Filter. Now I think that both can be included in your collection for different purposes, like I am including them in mine. So that's why I have both of these for my fall makeup collection. They're really tapping into that glowy, hydrated, plump, glossy looking skin that's really in for this season. Now moving on to our complexion products. These are the products that add coverage and conceal, and I actually only have two. The first is the Farah Hamidi Essential Face Compact in the shade Creme. This I've mentioned before on my channel, but it is a very minimal light coverage foundation concealer hybrid that is actually advertised as more of a veil. So it's going to help even out skin tone, mask imperfections, but it's not going to do a lot for covering up those blemishes or deeper pigmentations or lots of redness. I find that it does help to even out my skin tone and enhance my skin's natural look. And I love that it enhances my skin, but almost looks like I'm not wearing makeup, which I love. It also has an illuminator on it, which can be applied to add a little bit of dew and gloss and highlight back to your skin. Now, when I'm looking to add extra coverage, my go-to has been the Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Concealer in the shade 3.75, and I typically apply this under the eyes. I have a lot of discoloration in and around my eyes that I like to conceal, brighten up my under eyes and my complexion, and I also find it really great at applying on any other points of my face that I want to add a little bit more coverage, so maybe in and around my nose, my mouth, and on any existing blemishes. So I typically go in with the rest of my cream products after, but I do want to mention that in this kind of complexion category, I love my Givenchy Prisme Libre Loose Setting Powder in the color Voile Rosé. This powder is incredible at setting and smoothing under the eyes especially, but because of that kind of soft pink color, it does a really great job of illuminating and brightening the eye, which is something that I really love to have in my makeup application. It is so blurring and soft under the eyes, so it helps to set the makeup to prevent future creasing. I literally cannot go back to any other powder. So now let's move on to our two kind of contour bronzer products. So first, for that sculpted look, that contoured look, I have the Westman Atelier contour stick in the shade Biscuit. This is the lightest shade. It is more cool than a lot of the other kind of bronzer contour sticks that I own, but I find that sometimes when it's blended out, it does warm up a little bit in tone, but I like using this to sculpt out my cheekbones, add a little bit of warmth in and around my temples, my forehead, and some definition on my jawline, nose, and in and around my eyes. And this blends out so beautifully. It really melts into the skin. It looks super duper natural, and it's really buildable. It's really easy to reapply and reblend out, and it's kind of like a no fuss product. Now, to add a little bit of warmth to my complexion when I want to play into the warm fallen leaf colors, I have my warmer tone powder bronzer, which is by La Bouche Rouge, and this is in the shade Blonde. Use a big fluffy brush and blend it onto your temples, across your nose, your cheekbones, down your neck. It adds a really beautiful, subtle warmth to the skin that looks really healthy and youthful. So I think if you go in with a light hand and a fluffy brush, it really looks stunning on the skin. Blushes is where my love thrives. With autumn, I love kind of incorporating more of those berry tones or those mauve tones, and I like layering blushes as well. So I have a few blushes here that I absolutely love. The first one is new to me, and it's Garçon by Westman Atelier. This is a very mauvey tone blush. I applied it with a very small brush. This is the Baby Cheeks Blender brush, I believe it's called, by Westman Atelier, and this is a really buildable blush. So if you want a more pop of color, apply it directly onto your skin. If you want a really light diffuse color, apply it to a brush first and then apply it onto the skin, and that's how I did it today. It's really subtle and minimal applied this way, but it's really buildable for a more powerful, bold color. The next blush is Doudou, and this is more of a berry rose tone color, and again, this can be really punchy if applied directly onto the skin and blended out, but again, I've gone in with a brush and then applied it. It is such a gorgeous color and gives really that beautiful flushed cheek that you get when you've been out in the cooler weather. And then I also have the shade Mimi, and Mimi is part of the limited edition that I purchased in a holiday collection a couple of years ago, but you can purchase Mimi on Westman Atelier's website, and this is a very true nudie beige tone, and it's very unique for a blush tone, and I really love it. Now I've got two powder blushes, which are the Hourglass Ambient Light blushes, and the two that I have are Mood Exposure, which is more of a nude rosy beige tone. It's a very subtle wash of color. It can be built up, but I've actually layered this on top of Garçon. Because of the baked formula, it gives a really beautiful radiance to the skin as a bit of a highlighter as well. And then the other powder blush by Hourglass is in the shade At Night. This is more of a brick red meshed with kind of a warmer tone. This is really stunning on top of Doo, which gives more of a reddish tone to that previously berry tone. So you can really play with layering blushes for adapting and changing the shades and tones of the overall look. There are multiple different eye products that I use and love. The Morphe Neutral Territory 9T palette. And the reason why I'm showcasing this versus one of my other palettes is because the other palette that I love is not available to purchase, so I don't want to recommend it, but I will also be using that. But this one is still available to purchase if you are interested, and I really am drawn to the matte shades in here. While there are some beautiful shimmers, the matte shades is what I use to kind of add a nice soft wash of color to the eyelids. I have the Merit Beauty Solo Shadow, which I used as a kind of base to my powder shadows, and this is in the shade Glacé. Unfortunately, it can't be purchased individually. It was purchased with their signature set. I hope that they do make it available to purchase on its own, because it's this really beautiful beigey sandy champagne tone, and I love the gloss and creaminess that it gives. Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Endless Cocoa. This is a very cool tone, taupey brown, that I always love smudging in the lash line. It helps to kind of add a bit of smoke, add a little bit of sultry to the look, but I love that it also helps to add a bit of volume and a bit of depth to the lashes. It makes them look fuller actually, so I love doing that. I find that a black on my lid looks quite harsh, so that's why I usually opt for a brown tone. And then of course my Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. This is one that I will probably have every single seasonal makeup edit because it is my tried and true. If there's something that comes up that is better than this, I mean, I will take it, but this is the most gorgeous mascara. I personally like to achieve a really lengthening, separating lash look. That's why I love the plastic bristles of the Limitless Lash Mascara by Ilia, and it just gives a really nice lengthening look to the eyes. For the lips, I kept this look very neutral, and I have so many different lip products, and I think that it's really hard to limit it to a few because it depends on the rest of your makeup look and what complements it. But I've got 4 different lip liners that I love. They're all in a very neutral kind of tone. We have the Farrah Hamidi Smudge and Contour Lip Liner in the shade Dew, and this is very similar to my natural lip color, which I love. And then I have 2 by Makeup Forever that were initially purchased because I saw Hailey Bieber use them, and those are in the shade Wherever Walnut and Anywhere Caffeine. They're very, very similar. And for a more beige nude, like a softer beige nude, I have the Merit Beauty lip liner. Reds I absolutely love. The red lip liner that I use is the Kjaer Weis lip liner in the shade Classic. And I have a few different red tones depending on if I'm going for a cool bright red or a bit more of a muted brick red, all of which I think are really beautiful for this fall season. And then another product which I think is really great playing with lip colors are the Westman Atelier Lip Suede palettes. This one is in Les Nude, and this one I'm sharing because it's actually available to purchase on its own. The Les Bordeaux is only available, unfortunately, in a gift set, which I think is on a wait list currently. But these can be used individually or mixed to customize a shade, and I find the Les Nude has a beautiful kind of mauvey tone and a little bit of a deeper berry tone, and I think that you can really play with your mood. And then my tried and true love, never fails me lip color, which was actually my wedding color, is the La Bouche Rouge lipstick in nude pink, and that's what I'm currently wearing right now. And then I love a beautiful hydrated glossy plump lip, so I'll either go in with a moisturizing lip balm like the Ilia lip wrap, or I'll apply my Somerset Moss balm, or I'll go in with a gloss, Dior Lip Maximizer gloss in a clear shade, or I also really like the Westman Atelier Squeaky Clean Lip Oils, the Tata Harper Cream Highlighter in Flashy is a gorgeous, very translucent, but kind of champagne-y tone highlight that adds a beautiful glow. I love this so, so much. As I'm editing this, I forgot to mention my brow routine. So I love the Hourglass Arch Brow Micro Sculpting Pencil in the shade Soft Brunette. I love how thin this pencil is. It allows you to get those really natural looking brush strokes. And then I use the spoolie to help soften out the look of the pencil. And then to set it all in place, I use the Merit Beauty Volumizing Brow Gel. This is in the shade Neutral, which I don't believe they sell anymore. You can purchase them in tinted shades, but I love how this gives a really brushed up, beautiful shaped brow. That summarizes my autumn 2024 capsule makeup collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like this style of video, if you would like me to recreate this video series with each changing season. And I can do the next one in the winter time when the season's changing again and the color palettes are changing. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. If you want me just to solely focus on the makeup collection and less about the inspiration, then let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll keep this structure because I think it helps kind of play out the whole story of why I chose these makeup products. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to comment down below what's in your capsule fall makeup collection. I would love to know. And if you would like to have all of these slides summarized, I'll have it linked down below in a little Canva presentation. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.